We lost the core, worship diligently, with minute, particular movements, rapping, touted diction, extolling the mundane without spirit. We lost the core. The beloved's love, the great one's mercy, the spiritual bond are out of the equation. We lost the core.
That's Lost and Found from Nimah Nawwab's just-published poetry collection, Canvas of the Soul. The poems in it deal with men and women's spiritual yearnings. The collection was informed by Nimah Nawwab's love of the classical Sufi poets.
First of all, I was inspired by a love with this book, a love for our beloved, for God and for our beloved prophet and all the other prophets and angels. So it's a book of love in the sense of higher love and divine love. And throughout, I've been inspired by reading books by mystic poets and Sufi poets, such as, we call him Maulana Rumi, Rabbi al-Adawi or Rabbi al-Basri, Hafiz, Sa'di. There's a long list, actually, of throughout the ages and centuries. There have been wonderful mystic and Sufi poets that have written works of majestic works, I call them, and it's hard to encompass their work in a single sentence in terms of how far and deep they've gone.
Nimah Nawwab was born into a long line of scholars from Mecca. She makes her home today in Dhahran. But from an early age, she learned English under the influence of her father, a university professor, and she worked for years as an English language translator. When she began writing poetry, Nimah Nawwab chose to express herself in English.
I write in English because we always complain that we're never understood by what they call others, which is not a term I really enjoy hearing or saying. We need to convey our thoughts, our culture, our traditions, our faith into many, many, many languages. So if I had the capacity for other languages, such as French and German and Urdu and Persian and Chinese, I would love to write in those languages as well.
Nimah Nawwab has been called a moderate Muslim voice, deeply rooted in the land of Arabia, speaking to a modern world. Her poetry has the clarity of gold and silver coins, cascading down upon the listener like a waterfall.
Who savors the fruit and leaves the heart, core, reviving the essence, we embrace peace and are devotees of higher love.
Nimah Nawwab's best-selling 2004 collection, The Unfurling, eloquently explored the issues faced by men and women caught up in war and oppression. Her latest book, Canvas of the Soul, looks at more spiritual issues inspired by the Sufi mystics. But all her poetry deals with issues faced by men and women of every culture. Burton Bolag, KSA2, Washington.